Hi, my name is Marek. Welcome to my YouTube channel, and today I'm going to share with you the 14 criteria that I used to buy my first online business, and it generates me income now every single month. You see, 2 years ago I bought my first online business, and I had a set of criteria that I made a list of things that I wanted to be the business on that list that checks all the boxes, right? So the first criteria that I used was it has to be location independent. I didn't want to deal with dependency. I was traveling at the time. I wanted to, move around freely. I didn't want any, places where I needed to go. I just wanted to work for wherever I wanted to work. The second one I used was no dropshipping, which ties into the first one. I didn't want to have any inventory. I didn't want to be, dealing with warehouses, with logistics, something like digital products. Number 3, this is a very important criteria. It had to make a profit. Why? I didn't want to put money into a business and make it lose money every single month. No, it had to be already profitable, because that way it was proven to be successful, right? All I had to do was improve it and make it better. Which comes to number 4, it needs to be growing, right? Many times you see businesses that are for sale that are declining, and I didn't want to deal with that, because simply it basically means either the product that you sell dies out or there's something wrong with the business, and I didn't want to have that. Number 5, it had to have a track record of at least 24 months. And this is very important, because so many times you see businesses that are for sale on marketplaces like Flippa or MicroAcquire, and you see them for sale and they're basically 3 months, 4 months old. And while they are profitable, while they are growing, it doesn't really mean that, it's a very good business. It can be a good business, but usually the longer the better, because it has already that track record of proven consistency, that proven profit. So that's why number 5 is very important. Number 6, I wanted to be in evergreen markets. I didn't want anything to do with seasonal products for a very specific reason, because if you have seasonal products, you only see spikes in several times of the year. I didn't want to have like the rest of the year flat, and then on December, for example, with the holidays coming, boom, spikes. While that can be a very profitable month for some business, I didn't want to have it simply because I wanted to be consistent. I want to have consistency in my business. And then we go to number 7, no stuff. I didn't want any stuff in my business. First of all, I didn't have any experience with hiring people, and I didn't want to bring any culture from a previous business to my new business, right? It takes time to develop. You need to build a relationship, and I wanted to have control of everything. Number 8, the business should not rely heavily on the owner. And what I mean by that, often you see businesses that are for sale where the owner is really involved in everything in the business. And that can be a good thing. But what I mean is, the brand of the business is the owner, right? There's a great example, a digital agency where the owner is the face of the brand. I didn't want to have that, because it means if I buy the business, then probably a lot of clients will move away eventually, because they are there for the owner, not because of the service they provide. And I didn't want to have any of that risk. I wanted to have a business that had a brand name that was not attached to the owner. Number 9, sales should not heavily rely on marketing and ads. And there's a great reason for that, because, Facebook ads shut down all the time, Google ads shut down all the time, and it means basically that a product is not a real good fit and it doesn't really sell by itself. So on the opposite of that side, you have organic traffic, direct traffic, probably some email marketing, which brings us to number 10. It has to be scalable. I love things that are scalable. Why buy a business that is not scalable? And what I mean by that is, the more hours I put into the business shouldn't rely on more work. You understand what I mean? Daily work, operational work. If you have a service business, for example, you're selling marketing service, and in order to grow, you need to put in more hours, That's not a great idea. No, I wanted to have a business that is easily scalable, which usually means some kind of product, some kind of digital product, something that is scalable without me being there. Maybe put a team on it, maybe put a marketing team on it, maybe put an advertising agent on it. Scalable without me being there. Brings us to number 11. Low weekly hours to operate. I didn't want to spend time on operating the business. No, I wanted to spend time on growing the business, putting the people in the right place, making the right strategies, figuring out what I needed to do to grow the business. Just low weekly hours to operate, so I had all the time to grow the business. Which brings us to number 12. Full control for me. I didn't want to have anything to do with partnerships or any form of like that. I wanted to have the full control because I don't want to deal with, discussions, arguments, going back and forth with someone else. No, if I want to make a decision, I want to make it now, and I'm going to change it now, and I'm going to put it right to work right now. I don't want to go to a board of people, of committee, of meetings to, make one decision, one change that takes a whole week. No, I want to move fast. That's why I want to be in full control. Number 13, there had to be some obvious ways to improve the business. And so I'll give you an example. When I bought my first online business, there were some huge opportunities that the previous owner missed. I mean, he didn't do any email marketing, barely. He didn't have any reviews on his site, and he could increase his prices like almost double. And so I implemented these 3 simple changes in the first month. And in the first month after I bought the business, we saw a revenue increase of almost 30%. And that's what you want to have. You want to see this low-hanging fruit that you can grab and that you can squeeze out easily, that will improve the business dramatically. And then to our final point, and before we go to the final point, I want you to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Number 14, in any worst case scenario, I wanted the business to be profitable between 12 and 24 months. So here's what I did. I created 3 scenarios. Worst case scenario, most likely case scenario, and best case scenario. And I run my analysis through all 3 of them. And I wanted to have a return on my investment within 12 to 24 months. And so here's what happened in our business. In my business, the one that I bought, the first one, I got a return within 9 months after I bought the business. And that is because I run this analysis, I improved the business, and I followed all these 14 criteria. And that's the cool thing with private equity. Where do you get a return of 100, 200% on your investment? You don't get it in the bank. You don't get it with stocks. You don't get it anywhere else. That's why I love private equity investing. That's why I love to buy businesses, because like Warren Buffett did it. Warren Buffett knew all about it, because when he talks about investing, he doesn't necessarily talk about stock market investing. He wants to have equity in a company. He wants to have to say something in that company, because he knows that's how he started. Private equity. You get immense results, immense return on your private equity. So that's the 14 criteria that I used when I bought my first business. And my question is, when are you going to buy yours? Alright, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. God bless.